me something, girl. Are you happy in this modern world?
Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where just an extraordinary looking puzzle today. It's called Windmill. It's by Kaktuslav, whose puzzles I've loved from the first moment I tried to solve one. But he keeps coming up with these extraordinary ideas, and this one, it's called, well, Windmill is the title, but you can see it's almost completely rotationally symmetrical, by which I mean if we were to twist the pattern in the grid just around 90 degrees, the pattern would almost remain the same. I think the only break in the symmetry is that two-cell line there. So somehow that line is going to have to account for why this puzzle has a unique solution, which is, it's just bizarre. And you may say, but the way Kaktuslav will have achieved this is by having some weird rules. But he hasn't. The rules, it's just region sunline rules, and I'll explain what those are if you're not familiar with that rule set in a moment. But that's all it is. So it's, I suspect, another work of genius. Many of you have recommended this to us, and I'm very much looking forward to having a go at it. It's got 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty, I think. So hopefully not monstrous, but we won't know until we try to tackle it, which I will do in a moment or two's time. Now, what can I tell you about before we get cracking today? A couple of things. Firstly, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. UK time, we are going to be streaming again more blueprints. So if you've been enjoying our journey through the Blueprints Mansion, that's coming again tomorrow night. I'll try and remember to put a link to that on the screen now. Over on Patreon, you've still got 2 days left to enter our monthly competition. Let's have a look at where the totals are. So you can see we had 1,727 solves of the first puzzle in Panthera's off by 1 pack, and 918 solves of the final. Maybe that counts. Maybe that counts correct, actually. Oh, it is. Why is it refreshed then? I don't understand computers. Well, that's the current count, so I think we might get to 1,000. Oh, I know why it is. It's because I had to do a security update on my computer, so it's turned itself off and on, hasn't it? So this page is reloaded. Okay, that's why. Anyway, 918. Very well done to all those of you who've managed to solve all 13 of the puzzles. If you haven't started yet, yes, you can. You can easily get the 13 puzzles done in a couple of days. So do have a go. And what else have we got over on Patreon? We've got some extra crossword content. We've got one Mark Solve of the Times Club monthly special. I know that's over there. There's more. There's another listener crossword solve coming up as well. So if you like your crossword content, there's going to be some bonuses. Oh, and of course Sandra Nala's hunt. I might be able to show you that. Oh no, I don't know how to do that. I wasn't prepared to show you. So to meddle with OBS now would be a fool's errand. Okay, but there's Sandra Nala's, which is a Fog of War pack, so you may well really enjoy that. Now, I also have some birthdays to do. Let me look at my list. Mac, your boyfriend Christian wrote to me and told me that you watched the channel, I think you might have done for some time, in order to fall asleep. Due to the soporific effect of my voice, I am that boring that people can just drop off at a moment's notice once they hear the full intonation of my speech. But in better news, Mac, you're getting some homemade lemon cake today, and you might be going sledging as well. I presume that's sledging in the form of tobogganing rather than in the form of in the form it's meant in cricket. I'm sure you're not doing that. But Mac, I hope you have a brilliant birthday. Lemon cake, I can get on board with lemon cake. If it's, do you know lemon drizzle cake? That's a thing, isn't it? If you get the edge piece of lemon drizzle cake, I recommend it wholeheartedly. Lemon cake can suffer if it doesn't have enough icing, but I'm sure Christian will do you proud. Mac, happy birthday. Next, I've got to wish, I might be late with a couple of these. Patrick and Michael, it was your birthday yesterday. Sean, it's your birthday today. And these birthday wishes are from, is it your Metamor friend, Vitam? I hope I'm saying that correctly and I've understood everything there correctly. I may not have done. But anyway, to all three of you, many happy returns. I hope the chocolate cake was splendid. Next, Rodrigo. Oh, I'm late with this one. Rodrigo, your wife, Natalie, wrote to me. Is it Natalie or Natalie? Oh, I don't know. It could just be Natalie. It's with a Y at the end. I feel like that does alter the pronunciation, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Rodrigo, it's your birthday. It was your birthday yesterday, and you've been watching nightly since 2020, and you're 39 summers old, which is rather a lovely way to express your age. And Rodrigo, I hope the chocolate cake was great. Jordan's turning 29, I think today, over there in Houston. And Jordan last year set himself the goal of solving every single Sudoku puzzle that we've ever featured on the channel. And up to this point, he's now solved 700 of the puzzles and 15 of our Sudoku hunts. That's a good effort. I think you're going to be going for some time soon. When did we start? 2017. And we've been producing 2 videos a day from 2020 at some point. So that is many thousands of videos. But anyway, Jordan, good luck, and thank you for your music recommendations as well. I will check those out. Next, Jules, your cousin Luca wrote to me. Luca says that you're a huge source of joy in his life, and he thinks that we inject a small modicum of joy into yours. I hope that's true, Jules. I hope you have a great birthday today, and I hope the chocolate cake is very fine. And then Lily, your partner Sydney, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday yesterday, and I'm late with this one. I apologise. I think that you both find the channel a welcome break from the realities of life. I find puzzles a great distraction as well. I think that there is a mindful quality to spending some time in their company. And Lily, I hope you had a great birthday with some excellent chocolate cake yesterday. And that's all the news. Let's have a look at the rules. This is not going to take long to read the rules here of Windmill by Kaktuslav. The rules are as follows. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And then the 3x3 box borders divide each of the 8 blue lines into segments with the same sum. And this sum may be different for different lines. So let's look at this one. So you can see this line here, which I'm drawing. It sort of starts there, and then it moves into box 2. It spends only a cell of time in box 2 before it moves into box 5. And then it goes, so then it goes into this box for just 1 cell, and then this box for just 1 cell. And what we're being told, basically, is that each of these segments, so each of these colours, has to sum to the same total. So let's say that was a 9, this would be a 9, those two would sum to 9, that would be a 9, and that would be a 9, is how that would work. And obviously we've got lots of different, 8 different lines the instructions told us, so we're going to have to apply that principle to all the other lines. And say we worked out that one added, or its segment sum was 9. That doesn't mean that this segment sum, in fact this segment sum couldn't be 9, could it? Because we do 2 9s in the row. So each line has its own segment sum that has to be consistent across its line. That's how I would express that. Hopefully that is clear. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Actually, look, I'll just mention I had to pre-record yesterday's video because I had a golf match to play in, and it was amazing. And in the afternoon, I played against a guy, Charlie from Oxford University. Probably won't watch this video, but anyway, if you do, Charlie, very much enjoyed your company. What a terrific player you are! But on about the 12th hole, Charlie revealed that he's watched about 300 episodes of Cracking the Cryptic. I mean, I very rarely meet people in real life, just full stop. So to actually meet somebody in real life who, has watched a few of the videos, it's just such a... I really get a buzz out of it. So that's what happened yesterday. Put me in a good mood. And that's nothing to do with solving the puzzle, is it? Okay, so what should we... I don't know what we should do. I might start here, though. One tactic for region sum lines is to find segment sums that have very different lengths. So I can see that those 3 cells there sum to this digit, because that's a segment, isn't... Oh, that's a terrible choice of colour. That's a segment, and those 3 are a segment. So if I minimise the value in the purple, 1, 2, and 3, that would make this a 6. So this cell is at least a 6. Yeah, and okay, and one thing I'm going to have to keep reminding myself of is if I find logic in this puzzle, I should think about whether I can apply that logic as if the puzzle had been rotated 90 degrees. So obviously this cell seems to have that same property because of this line. This cell has the same property because of this line, but this cell doesn't, because this is where the break in the symmetry occurs. This one doesn't venture off. Which way round would it go? That way. It would go round there if this puzzle was utterly symmetrical. So we can't assume that this is a 6, 7, 8 or 9. It might turn out to be, but we don't know that. All right, well, let's try the other lines then. So this, we've got a stick here. It is a bit like pickup sticks, isn't it? So we know that and that are the same digit, and those 2 are also the same digit. So all 4 of those digits are the same digit. Now, that's quite cool for box 3. If you ever find a situation where a digit is looking 4 times at a box, you'll always be able to place that digit in that box. That's sort of an unwritten rule of Sudoku, and you can see it applies here. We can't put green into any of these cells, so green must go in the corner of the puzzle. Right, so let's try that with this line. Is that going to work? Yeah, okay. And this line, we can see that this line is not green, because this cell can't be green. So that line, which has the same sort of principle, it's got 4 single cell segments on it, all of which have to have the same sum. So those 4 digits are the same, and now that digit's purple in the corner. I was wondering if it could be a 3. It could be a 3 if that's a 1 and a 2. So we're going to have the same here. What colour should we choose for this? Yellow. So that means that one's yellow. And then we're going to have the same here, aren't we? So we'll have red for that one. And that one's red. So the windmill is it's like a firework. It throws out colours into the corners. And what on earth does this mean then? Yeah, okay, so yeah, we can keep going, I think, certainly with red, possibly with the other ones as well. But where does red go in box 5 is a good question. Because one place we can't put red, well, I think there are 2 crucial points here. We can't put red on its own region sum line. Imagine this cell was red. Well, that would imply this segment, which is a 2-cell segment, has to sum to red because this segment adds to red. So that would make this digit a 0. Well, we can't put 0 in Sudoku. So we're not putting red into those 2. We're not putting it into these cells. And you can't put red into the single cell segment because that would transplant red here, where it would see itself in its own column. So red is in the middle of the puzzle. That's slightly weird, actually. So the other... Right, okay, so the other long lines are throwing digits into the corners of box 5 now. Green, where's green in box 5? It's the same sort of principle. It can't repeat on its own region sum line, and we know it's not equal to red because it sees red in its row. So this cell is green. Now purple. Purple is that one actually, by the same sort of principle. Now can we get yellow? Yellow can't go on its own region sum line, so we can get yellow. So right, so that is the 4 colours we've allocated. So the sort of odd man out is red, which doesn't go in the corner because this is a 1 cell line. That's really weird and that must be important, mustn't it? I really want this to be a 6, 7, 8 or 9. I don't know how to prove it. Or is it Sudoku? Can we do more Sudoku? I mean, things are getting desperate if I have to do Sudoku. I don't think I can do Sudoku. I'm not sure. I know there's a purple over there. I know there's a yellow up there. I know there's a green down here. I think it's just symmetrical, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, green and yellow does something actually there. That's odd. Oh, hang on, this is weird. That's green, yellow. Where do green and yellow go in box 4? They have to go in those 2 cells. I don't know the order of them, but they can't go in column 3. We've already got green and yellow. So I get a domino there, but I don't think I did get a domino here when I looked at that. This is very strange. Hang on. So do I get the green-yellow pair because somehow that doesn't involve red? So can I get a green-purple pair? Yes. Because it doesn't involve red, which sort of throws the symmetry out. That is a green-purple pair because row 7 has already had a green and a purple. So these digits, we know green, yellow and purple are all big old numbers, don't we? So let's put those in. Oh, is that sensible? No, maybe that's not sensible. No, I'm not sure that's necessary because I was suddenly thinking, well, why don't I put it into all of these green and yellow cells? And that's just going to make the grid look cluttered to me. So I'm going to try not to do that if that's all right. So hang on. So we know those 3. We know these are all different. Ooh, no, I don't like that either. Sorry. So let's try. How am I meant to do this? I don't know. Sorry, I've actually that was weird as well. I stopped talking altogether because I'm not even sure what to say. I don't understand this. This is a bit strange. I know that these 4 thingies in the middle, you can sort of colour them. Like those 2 are purple. These 2 are yellow. Those 2 are green, and those 2 are red. So these 4 digits, you could label each of them according to 2 possible colours that they can be. But I don't think you can do anything with that. I mean, I could express the bot. I'm wondering if the secret is relevant. But again, I don't think it is. The secret is, I just mentioned the secret quickly, it's something I tell only my very favourite people, the secret of Sudoku, but of course if you're watching this video you're definitely one of my favourite people. The secret of Sudoku is that this box definitely sums to 45. And I know that because the digits 1 to 9, which appear in this box once each, sum to 45. It is the triangular number for 9. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 is 45. I'm wondering if there's some sort of equation we can write for how, or maybe we have to write it in two ways, like those two are sort of purple, aren't they? Those two, by the top, this line here, these two add up to purple, so those 3 cells are 2 purple. Though these 3 cells are 2 lots of yellow, because those add up to yellow. So the box. So hang on, let's just give this, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to give it its own colour. I'll make it, my new grey colour. I'll make it my new grey colour. So the box. So, yeah, okay. Oh, this is hard to explain, but I think what we're being told here is that the sum of purple and yellow is the same as the sum of green and red. Now, hopefully I can just allege that and you'll go, oh yeah, that seems right. I think it's true, isn't it, mathematically? Because if we were to try and write an expression for the whole of this box, we would say that it's 2 lots of purple plus 2 lots of yellow plus green plus red plus grey. That is one way we could write this equation, isn't it? But we could also write it as these two add up to green and those two add up to red. So we could effectively write it exactly the same way, rather than it being 2 purples and plus 2 lots of yellow. We could have 1 purple and 1 yellow and 2 lots of green and 2 lots of red. Because these 4 cells are either writable, you can either write an expression for them as 2 purple plus 2 yellow, or 2 green plus 2 red. So green plus red must have the same overall total, because it's the same 4 cells, as purple plus yellow. So red, I think it's going to have to be 6, 7, 8, 9. Hang on. So, well, the minimum sum of purple and yellow. Oh, well, okay. The minimum sum of purple and yellow is 13. If these were 6, 7 somehow. Sorry, we got an email from Dave asking, why is this, why do you keep pausing when you say the number 6, 7? What's going on? No, I don't really understand it either, Dave. There is some meme going around schools at the moment where kids, if they hear 6, 7 or say 6, 7, they sort of shake their hands, and I don't understand it, but it is a thing. Anyway, sorry. So purple plus yellow is at least 13. So green plus red is at least 30. Oh, no. So this could be as low as 4, couldn't it? If it was 13 here, and this was 9, that could be a 4. So this is, I mean, this is a terrible pencil mark, but it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. I don't know, it could be 9. 9. Yeah, it's probably going to be something like 9, 6, 7, 8, I think. I just feel like this digit is going to be a high digit. So So now I've worked out that, okay, so purple plus yellow has the same total as green plus red. So, yeah, that's good. That's right. That's it. Well, it's not it, but I've got something else now. Right. Yeah. I am going to use the secret then, I think. Right. So let's just call this grey. I mean, it is grey, so we can call it grey. Now, what we know is that the sum of this box overall is 45. Now, one of the properties that often comes up in Sudoku for some reason about 45 is it's divisible by 3. Now, let's just think about how this box works, though. Because we know that green plus red is exactly equal to purple plus yellow. So this box, or I want to look at those 8 cells and think about how we could write those from an equation perspective. We would have a purple here, plus a second purple here, plus remember that green and red equal purple plus yellow, so there's a third purple there. And there's also this yellow, plus this, which is yellow, plus the yellow contributed by the fact that red plus green equals purple plus yellow. So these 8 cells can be written mathematically as 3 lots of purple plus 3 lots of yellow. Now, what do we know about that sum? Well, we can factor the 3 out of it, can't we? It's 3 lots of purple plus yellow, if the purple plus yellow part was in brackets. Now, we know that when we add these 8 cells to this cell, we get 45. But if these 8 cells are divisible by 3, and we've just worked out they are, then in order for the whole box to be divisible by 3, this number must be divisible by 3. And therefore this is 3, 6, or 9. And therefore we can work, so that's 3, 6, or 9. For some reason I feel fine about putting that one in. Now I think this is going to be a 3, because I think this is going to be 6, 7, 8, or 9. And I think these are going to be sharing 15. But how do we work that out? So let's work out. Yeah, we can work out the sum now, or the possible sums of purple plus yellow. Because we know 3 lots of purple plus 3 lots of yellow plus this equals 45. So if this was 9, 45 minus 9 is 36. So 3 lots of purple plus yellow is 36. So purple plus... Well, that doesn't work, actually. That straight away doesn't work. Because that would imply that purple plus yellow is 12, which it can't be. Because 6 plus 7, which is the minimum we can make purple plus yellow, is 13. So that's definitely not 9. I think, well, yeah, this is great. So if this was 6, we're going to have exactly the same problem. Because if this is 6, we then know 3 lots of purple plus yellow is 39, which means purple plus yellow have to equal 13. And that's not possible if this is a 6. Because if this is a 6, purple plus yellow can't avail themselves of the 6. The minimum sum they'd have is 7 plus 8. Which is 15, so that doesn't work. So it is a 3, and that's taken me ages, but that's our first digit. And we're going to know, so this is going to be, well, purple plus yellow are going to be 14, aren't they? Let's just double check that. So 45 minus 3 is 42. We know that's 3 lots of purple plus yellow, so purple plus yellow is 14. 3 times 14 is 42. Right, and there's only one way that can work. If we're given the options for these cells, we need these 2 digits to add to 14, so they've got to be 6 and 8, don't they? So this is not 6 or 8, this is not 6 or 8. And these 2, Oh, that's right. No. This is okay. So it's not 15 as the total, right? But it's still fine. So 6 plus 8 is 14. But we know that purple plus yellow is the same sum as green and red. So green and red add up to 14 as well. We can't double 7 that. That won't work. So that's going to have to be 9. That's going to have to be 5. As so often in variant Sudoku, we get a 5 in the middle of the grid. So we can now extend these, can't we? So those are 5. So every cell that's green is a 9. Every cell... Oh, I will do it, though. Every cell that's purple... Oh, hang on. Something's gone wrong down here when I put the 9s in. Oh, because I don't know. I don't know which of those is 9, so I better be careful. There is a 9 down there. Let's do this slowly. All of these are 6 and 8. One of these is 6, 8, so these are a 6. These two digits are from 6, 8 and 9. And then yellow is 6 or 8, so we can put those in. We know there's a 9 in those as well as a 6 or an 8, so we're in this sort of position. Now, yeah, but then these two, remember, these add up to red on the region sum line. Red is 5, so those two digits add up to 5, and they don't use 3, so they must be a 1-4 pair. And now these two digits are the other digits, so they are 2 and 7 by Sudoku. And we know, right, so those two add up to 6 or 8. So if this was 6, they would be 4 and 2. Oh, and if it was 8, this would be 7 and 1. Oh, so that works either way round. If this is 6, it's got a 4 beneath it. If this is 6, it's got a 4 to the left of it. Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes... Well, I'm not going to say it makes sense, but it is just true, isn't it? So, okay. So these two are a 6-8 pair, and they both are equal to a 3-cell segment. Now, whether those segments are adding up to 6 or 8, they must have a 1 on them. Because, well, they must. If you try and make a 3-cell segment without including 1 on it, the minimum you could put on it would be 2 plus 3 plus 4, and that's 9. That's too much. So there's definitely a 1, and no 5 on either of these because of the red 5. Red 5 standing by. So whichever one of these is 8 is not a 1-2-5 triple. It's going to have to be a 1-3-4 triple. So both of these lines have 3 on them because they're either a 1-2-3 if for the one of these that's 6, or they're a 1-3-4 for the one of these that's 8. So they're always from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Aha, and there's a 3 here. So that's not a 3. These are both not 3, and that's going to be the critical one, isn't it? So this is a 3. One of these is now 1. A 3 is grey, actually, so let's make sure we keep track of that. So 3 is in... Oh, no. 3 is placed. 3 is placed in box 8. 3 is in one of 3 places in box 2. 3 is in one of 2 places in box 4. 3 is in one of 2 places in box 6. And now we get stuck, do we? 3 is in one of 2 places in box 1. Oh dear. I don't know what this means. There's a 5 down there. There's a purple in one of those. Maybe I have to do more Sudoku. Yellow is up there. Green. No, that doesn't work. I thought I could get green in box 7, but that's just a total nonsense. Oh dear. So hang on. So what have I not understood? I've not looked at the 9 line at all. So the 9 line hasn't got a 6 on it. So it's not 1, 2, 6. So it's either 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 5. So this, okay, so this line has a 3 on it, which is not there. So that might matter. So 3 is in one of those. Ah, that's good. Yeah, so 3 is in one of these two cells because this 9 triple is either 1, 3, 5 or 2, 3, 4. So it's got a 3 on it. One of those two looking at that cell. That's great. So that's a 3, which is not purple. It's, oh no, it's grey. So this one is purple now, which is 6 or 8. Which means that one is, this is beautiful. The way this is unwinding. Oh my goodness me. Right, hang on. That's the purple one, which we know is the 6 or the 8. That's going to give me the 9. So the green 9 gets placed. Now, come on. Yes. Yes, I get a 9 in box 7. Yes, I get a 9 there as well. So that's 9. It's not yellow. So this is yellow now, not 9. Let's tidy up the pencil marks. So yellow. Look at the way, the windmill. So it's weird, this is. It is the thought that has gone into this. This cannot happen by luck, that this unwinds in this way. It's quite remarkable. That's now become yellow, which means this is not yellow. So let's de-yellowify it. That one is yellow, so that is 6 or 8. Definitely not 3 anymore. And now, where's 3 in row 1? I've got a 3 in one of those two cells. I've got a 3 in one of these two cells. So 3 is not there. And I know 3 is on this line, so it must be there. 3 was grey, wasn't it? So let's put that in. I rather fear that might not do it, but we've now got, we haven't, no, okay, I'm going to get rid of the purple and the yellow from box 5, because what I was trying to see was whether I'd got all my purples placed, and I have, and I think I've got all my yellows placed, and our 9s, I feel like I've got all those placed, which I have. 5s, I haven't got all of those placed, but we might be able to do better. 5 is not there, so this isn't a 1, because these two cells must add up to 6 to give us the 9 overall. Okay, that's actually not quite enough, I don't think. No. 7 is in one of those two cells in box 1. Yeah, so 7 is in one of these two cells in box 1 of 3. 7 is in one of these two cells. Oh no, that doesn't go round the corner. That's bizarre. So 1 is in one of those. I know there is a 1 on this line here. I don't think I know there's a 1 on this 9 line. It's either going to be 5, 1 or 2, 4. So somehow, some way, this has got to resolve. Row 5 is very cluttered. I've only got 1s, 2s, 4s and 7s to put into that. This column is very cluttered. So that digit at the bottom is 2, 4 or 7. It can't be 1 because 1 is on this line here. This column I haven't got the 3 in. This row I've got 5 effective digits in, so it's presumably the 7 again. 1, 2, 4, 7. But I know these are, hang on. I know that, yeah, I know those two aren't 1, so that's 2, 4 or 7. Which way round do these go? If that's 6, 4, 2, Oh, good grief. Right. Okay, this is what we have to do now. We're going to have to actually think about how this box works. So one thing I've just noticed is that, I did it with this one being 6. I don't think this works, but if this is 6, what happens in the middle box is we're going to have 7s opposite 4s. So either this is a 7-4 or this is a 7-4. Imagine this is 6. Then we know this is a 2-4 pair, and the 4 will go here, the 2 will go here. This is going to be a 1-7 pair, so the 7 will go here and the 1 will go here. So we're going to have 4s and 7s and 1s and 2s in the other axis. Now, what happens if you make this a 6? And the answer is that this cell is unfillable. Because if this is a 6, the 7 sits on top of the 4 in column 5. So this now only has the ability to be a 2, but it can't be a 2 because this is 6. So this line is a 1-2 pair. So this digit here has no option. And yellow is going to have to be 8. Purple is going to have to be 6. Now 6 we know goes with 4 and 2. 8 we know goes with 7 and 1. So the blue digit is now 4 or 7. Actually, I probably don't want to put that in, but surely now the 6, this is a 1, 2, 3 triple, so we can take 4 out of all of those. And this has got to be 4, 7 at the top of the grid. And the 8 arrow is going to be 1, 3, 4, so this doesn't have 2 on it. So this is a 7. So now I've got a 5. Oh, this is good. This is great. Look. I get a 5-7 pair by Sudoku in box 2, but I've got a 4-7 pair looking at that. So 7 goes here, 5 goes here. Now the top row hasn't had 1 or 2 in it, but so now there's definitely a 1 and a 2 in these 3 cells, because this domino is either a 2-4 or a 1-5 pair. This digit's naked, it's got to be the 2 in row 7, so that is not a 2. And okay, if this is a 1-4 pair, that's not a 4, so this has got to be a 2-7 pair in the bottom of the grid. And if that's a 2-7 pair, this is a 1-4 pair in the bottom row, and I've got a 4 looking at that. So that's 1, that's 4, that's 4, that's 7. I've got a 1-2 pair there. I've got a 4 in one of these cells. These 2 squares are a 1-7 pair. So it feels like that should do something. What about these 2-4 pair? That's doable. Yeah, 4 in this box was probably the way I was meant to do that. I just didn't see it. This is a 3-4 pair now. So this is a 1-2 pair. We might end up having to colour. Oh, wait, hang on. This row's not had a 7 in it. Oh, 7. I could have just written that in. I just didn't see it. Okay. And somehow this all unwinds. We might have to colour the 1s and 2s. I'm not certain about that, but it certainly seems plausible to me. Oh, column 7. I've got a 1, 2, 4 now. So the 7 can be put in. So that's 7, that's 2, that's 1, that's 2, that's 1. Oh, that 1's going to be huge for reasons that we'll quickly establish. Look, this 9 arrow now is not 1, 5. So that's going to have to be a 2-4 pair, which is going to give us this digit. That's now a 5. Oh, that might have been available before as well, I'm not sure. But 5 is a red digit. How many of those have we now got? 1, 2, 3. We've got all of them. They are all finished. The 2 here is going to do my 2-4 pair on my 9 windmill part. 4, 3. 2, 1, 3, 3. Just Sudoku. 2, 1, 1, 1, 4. This column needs a something. Looks like a 7 to me. That's good. Okay, and this box needs 2 and 4, which we can do. So that plonks a 4 into this cell. I've got to put 1177. Now, I'm not sure I've done my colouring, but I think that is... I probably have done my colouring, actually. I had my 4 original colours plus the 3. Maybe, oh, the 3s, I've not done all of those. So let's make sure we put that right. Is it correct? Yes. That is a stunner. An absolutely incredible idea. The maths of that relationship in box 5 that was really... I couldn't see that for some minutes when I was staring at it. It's really unusual that there are 2 different ways to make the sum. I've never seen that before. That was very, very clever setting. And I loved the fact I could get this to be 0 mod 3. That cell is absolutely extraordinary. That the break in the symmetry here leads to that solve is utterly, utterly remarkable. That is a great puzzle. I really hope that it's appreciated as much as I think it should be. I think that's really clever. Really clever. Loved it. Let me know in the comments how you got on with it. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.